Hey guys, welcome back to another movie review. Today we're going to be talking about Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights came out in 1997. It's directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, who you might recognize from some very famous films like There Will Be Blood, The Master, Phantom's Thread, and many, many more. This film stars Mark Wahlberg, Julianne Moore, Burt Reynolds, Luis Guzman, John C. Reilly, Don Cheadle, Heather Graham, William H.C. Macy, and the great Philip Seymour Hoffman. This movie is about the story of the rise of the grand porn star Dirk Diggler and follows him throughout all of his escapades in porn through the late 1970s into the 1980s. This was my first time watching Boogie Nights, and I must let you know that I am deeply enthused about it. This is not my first Paul Thomas Anderson film or PTA film. I have seen some of his more renowned or well-known work, such as There Will Be Blood or The Master. I was not expecting what I got out of this movie. I'm used to watching a PTA film, and when it's finished, being somewhat disturbed and not necessarily caring too deeply about the characters in the story. However, with Boogie Nights, I actually did care a lot about the characters, and it was surprisingly quite funny. That doesn't mean that there aren't disturbing parts, but this film is deeply entertaining, and it actually might be one of my favorite, or if not my favorite, PTA film. The cinematography in this film is utterly gorgeous, and it has some deeply ambitious camera movement and long single take style shots that remind me of actually the Goodfellas long tracking shot as they walk into the back of the Copacabana nightclub. It is purposeful and beautiful at the same time. This film really is oozing with creativity and energy in its camera work and its editing. Also, the lighting goes right along with the neon, porntastic vibe of the film, accompanied with great production design, immaculate costumes, and great hairstyles and makeup that inject you right into the late 1970s. Another aspect of the film that really backs up the visual decisions that create this disco feel in the movie is the music. It has an incredible soundtrack that pops, zizzles, and bubbles throughout the entirety of the movie that really just makes you want to bob your head and dance along with it. Now, the acting. This is an all-star cast, and it has some standout performances from Burt Reynolds, Julianne Moore, a small but amazing performance from Philip Seymour Hoffman, and Mark Wahlberg. Well, I mean, he is the centerpiece. He is the center of the film, and he really has the opportunity to distinguish himself as a capable actor here. This film really builds itself around its characters that all come from potentially broken homes or traumatic backgrounds. And they are all very human characters that are just trying to live their lives while finding belonging in the watchful father-like care of Burt Reynolds' character that is the porn director-producer Jack Horner. Even though this film's focus is on its characters and their stories, thematically the film comments on filmmaking in general, not just porn, star making, the stigmas around pornography, and how judgment can really deeply affect and hurt and scar people. The tone of the film varies widely depending upon what's happening in the story, but it really is a wild ride that will have you on the edge of your seat, filled with razor blade tension in one moment, and in the next you will be laughing out loud. One scene in particular, no spoilers, in a drug deal of sorts is utterly fantastic filmmaking and is precisely the kind of scene that exemplifies the entire vibe of this whole movie. This movie is a fast-moving, kinetic, energy-filled experience while still being gut-wrenchingly dramatic and simultaneously very funny. For a film that's about porn on the surface, it is far from superficial, and I believe it is wholly rewatchable, something you could watch again and again. I had an absolute blast with Boogie Nights, and it won't be the last time that I watch it. And if you have even just a little bitty thread of interest, just a smidge, just a little bit, you must see it. I am going to give Paul Thomas Anderson's Boogie Nights a 10 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, let me know in the comments what you thought of Boogie Nights, or if you haven't seen Boogie Nights, what is your favorite Paul Thomas Anderson film? And as always, once again, if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and also share with your social bubbles. And last but not least, I will see you guys in the next review.